What had happened was what is up? Thank you guys so much for tuning in once again to another episode of the What Had Happened Was podcast for Monday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, the last day of 2018. Why am I being so fucking weird? I'm always weird. That's why. No, it is. It's nuts. Another year gone. Another year in the books. I don't know how to feel at this point. I know I feel older. I know I feel less in shape than I ever have before. So I guess I should do some things in 19, you know? New year, new me. Maybe do some squats, some sit-ups, some pull-ups, some Kipperling pull-ups, beat the shit out of some tires, doing a CrossFit box. I don't know. Possibilities are endless over here. It's 2019, baby. We nothing's holding us back. 35 is the new 18. Maybe I'll go out and I'll just get a fucking, I don't know, a sweet car, start hitting on some high school chicks. That's probably not a great thing to say as a teacher. Scratch that. Let's rewind those last 12 seconds. Pretend that didn't happen. Just kidding. I mean, you know, happily married man. 2 kids. Actually, I have 3 today. That's why there's no video of this right now. If you're watching on Facebook or YouTube and you just see the show's logo, it's because I was unable. Well, I'm able to do video, but it's harder to edit together when the kids walk in. And I know for a fact I'm going to have to pause this a couple of times due to them entering or needing things. Because little fuckers, they're needy. They need shit. Whether it's water, I don't know, they need to learn how to breathe. They ask you for questions on things they know how to do, like how to hit play on YouTube. The little triangle, hit it. It's not a fucking hard concept. You've been doing it now for probably the better part of 30 months since you've been about, I don't know, 2 years old. You've known how to hit play on a smartphone, but as soon as I go to record a podcast or do something I want to do, all of a sudden they fucking forget how to do everything, whether it's chew, swallow, not argue, not beat the shit out of each other, not annoy each other, all those fun things. But no, I have my niece over today as well. So she usually, I don't know, she usually plays like mom, teacher. She's a little older than my 2, so she likes to like hoard them together and put them in like a classroom or whatever. And 99% of the time they're fine, but that 1% when Maxon or Sloan gets tired of being told what to do, watch the fuck out. I don't know what just came out of my mouth. It was like a half burp, half spit. I think I kind of gleeked on my microphone just then. I hope you guys didn't hear it. I probably could have just glossed over it like it didn't happen, but call attention to the weird stomach gurgles that just happened. But hey, that's part of being 35. That's part of 2018. We're going to leave that behind us. No more gleeking on my microphone. In 2019, we're moving forward. New year, new me, which is a whole lot of bullshit. Same New Year, same me is what I like to say. It's kind of how I like to live life. Just a little bit fatter. I'm still fitting in 34s, so I'm happy with that. Close to 2 bills now, though. Not gonna lie, that was a little depressing. I don't have a scale at my parents' house. We always had one at the old house, so anytime I hit like 195 or whatever, I'd always make sure I ran, ate a little less, ate a little better, to stay within that 185 to 195 range. That was kind of my lexicon. I stayed right in that wheelhouse, 185 to 195. I don't give a fuck how I look in a bathing suit, but I just mentally, I don't know what it is. I don't want to be over 200 pounds. I'm only 5'9". 200 pounds for me is like fucking obese. Like, holy shit, you're a fat fuck. I'm already a fat fuck, but that extra 5 pounds is like, you know, it's telling. Kind of like how people give a fuck about a calendar. Like in 2018, they were a piece of shit, but in 2019, they're going to be like all of a sudden a new person. That's a lie I tell myself. At 195, I'm fine, but at 200, I'm like a fat fucking slob. Like that 5 pounds makes a huge difference. Like I'm not already a fat slob at 195. I don't know what it is, but I still fit in my pants. They're a little tighter than they used to be, but I do know that I don't like being 200 pounds. So I was about 200 bills. I'm fucking run down my immune system. I think I caught conjunctivitis. I got the shit eye going on. I had a goopy eyeball 2 mornings ago. I'm good now. I'm on the mend for anyone that's concerned or wondering. But I did wake up like a fucking newborn cat or dog. One of my right eye was shut. I couldn't fucking open it. So that was neat. Didn't panic because I've had pink eye before. And I knew what it was. I was like, well, that fucking sucks that I now have pink eye. But could you imagine the first time if the first time a human got pink eye and they just fucking woke up, and if it was in both eyes, imagine that. They think they were fucking blind. They wouldn't, like, all of a sudden you're trying to open your eyelids, but they don't fucking open. They're just like crusted together. That's fucking gnarly. First person ever. I'm blind. Imagine that fucking, if it was a woman too, she'd be freaking the fuck. I mean, guys are kind of babies too when we get sick. Who am I kidding here, huh? Guys are probably bigger babies. No, I don't know. I think humans in general are pretty big babies when they get sick. I do try to power through when I'm sick, even though I shouldn't. I know it probably puts other people at risk, my family at risk. I'm sick, might get the kids sick, might get the wife sick. But I try to just, goes like business as usual. As long as I'm not throwing up, I try my best not to just sulk in bed. Headaches have been known to put me down, which is weird because I don't sympathize very well. Like my wife gets really bad fucking migraines, and it's one of those things like I can't see it, so I don't know how to feel fucking bad about it. Like I feel terrible. It's not like I'm like, oh, get up, bitch, quit your crying. I save that for after I fucking punch her in the mouth. When after I punch her in the mouth, I'm like, you're lucky it was a left hand, bitch, not a right hand. That's usually when I save that. So the headaches, it's not like I'm like yelling at her or anything, but it is hard to sympathize with someone when you can't see the pain. Like if I can see a bruised ankle or I can see like a cast or something like that, it's easy to say, oh fuck, that person's hurt. But when it's a headache or something internally, it's harder to sympathize with because it's like, is it real? Are they fake? Are they milking this shit? Like I'm fucking out here making sandwiches and shit for the kids, and they're just lying in bed. Like, come on, get the fuck up. But you can't say that. You can't say those things because that's rude and it's inconsiderate. And headaches do put me down. I'm not gonna lie. I rarely get headaches, luckily, but when I do get a bad one, it does fucking put me down. I just want to lay in bed and close my eyes, turn the lights off, and be a fucking hermit, which is usually how I live my life. I like being a hermit, but out of bed. The in-bed thing with the lights closed, that's the headache level. The other level is just in closed doors, watching television, any screen, TV, mobile phone, mobile device, tablet, Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4. I don't know. You name a fucking technology, put me inside, especially in the winter, and I'll fucking do it. That's why this winter's been fucking me up, because the other day it was like December. I don't know what the fuck was. Why am I cursing so? I always curse. Who am I fucking kidding? There I go, dropping another F-bomb. I think it's because I don't have to like look at my face when I do it. When I'm on video cursing, like I feel worse about it. But when I'm not, I can just say it, and I don't have to like watch my ugly fat face say the F word. I say it more often. Let me see. Let me pull up my calendar because the one on my computer is all fucked up. It was Friday. No, was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday because the college games were on. So Saturday on the 29th, I was really like screwed up because wintertime for me is we're inside. It's my wheelhouse. I can do a couple of little projects with the kids. Maybe we'll make glue. Maybe we'll play with the Christmas toys, which was real easy this week. So it's my wheelhouse. I just let them fucking play. I supervise. If they start yelling at each other, I yell at them. I add to the chaos. It's kind of my thing. Like I come at it at their level. I know you're supposed to like either be below or just match them, but I hammer it down. Like if they're at a 6, I come in at a fucking 9. If they're yelling at each other, I come in there kicking toys over and shit. And it calms them down. I think it gives them anxiety and fear of me, which is probably good for the long term, in our household. So I get it, if your kids aren't scared of you or walking on eggshells around you, what kind of parent are you? But no, so on Saturday, I was just, it fucked me up because it was like 60, I want to say like 65 degrees out. I don't know. It was sunny. It was gorgeous. It had been raining, so it was wet. So I kind of had to build an excuse like, it's really puddly out. It's wet. It's nasty. But I took the kids out. We went for a bike ride. We took dogs for a walk. We were riding around on like the little fucking power wheel, whatever the hell you want to call it. I was going to call it a four-wheeler, like it's a four-wheeler. It's fucking plastic power wheel. Who am I kidding? And that was fun. It was a good time, but my parents' neighborhood's only so big, and we can't go really out on the road. I don't want them to get fucking annihilated because 30 is a lot more busy than it used to be when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, 30, it was kind of busy, but you could sit out there for fucking an hour and see 2 cars pass. Now it's like one of the main fucking, I guess you could say, arteries of Sussex County. So it pretty much connects like Millsboro to Milford, Georgetown to Milford, however you want to say. Because like a lot of people don't like going up 113 because of all the lights and all the fucking cops that sit on the road. So 30 has become kind of the back way. That's the back way no longer. Google has definitely shit all over it being the back way. Like everyone knows about 30 now. Even the tourists. You see Pennsylvania, you see Jersey, you see a lot of people on the road that don't have Delaware tags. Like 10, 15 years ago, all you saw was Delaware tags, and now with the I guess you could say the prevalence of GPS, it's going up. Anyway, they had a pretty confined area, and it was just too fucking nice out to be inside all day. And so I was really thrown off out of my winter game. We went over to Tupelo Park in Millsboro, which actually wasn't bad. Last time I went there, it was really, really, really shitty. Like there was I feel like there was a couple syringes, a couple like Bud Light bottles, some beer cans, like really fucking trashy. And this time I went, I don't know if they had just cleaned it up for Christmas, because they did still have like the Christmas setup, like the nativity scene. Oh, gasps! There was a nativity scene on public property. How fucking dare they celebrate Jesus on public grounds? No, I don't really give a shit. But it is funny to me that like they do that in a public area where like multiple. Although it's Sussex County, they don't give a fuck. This is goddamn good red-blooded American around this fucking part. You don't like Jesus, you can kiss my dick hole. That's what I say. And so we drove by the nativity scene. I kicked fucking Jesus over. No, I didn't. But the kids did want to get a picture with the nativity scene. So we took one. We got they had like a Christmas tree up. So they still had their whole Christmas deal going on. So maybe that's why it was clean. Maybe the town had made an effort like, hey, if we're actually going to light a Christmas tree in Tupelo Park, we should probably fucking clean it up. So it was nice and clean, but it was wet as shit. And of course, my son, first thing he did, here he is right here. Hey, how did you like the park in Millsboro?
Good.
What was your favorite part? You don't remember it, or you don't want to tell me?
I don't.
Oh, I thought your favorite part was going on the slides and chasing each other.
I like all the parts.
You liked all the parts. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me pause this, and I'll see what you got going on, and then I'll come back. Be right back. See, this is why I didn't do the video. I'm smart. Love it when a plan comes together. Yeah, he'll be back in about, 3 or 4 minutes, because he's playing a game basically that he's gotten to a level that he can't beat by himself. It's called Human Fall Flat. It's actually a pretty cool physics-based game. I don't know if he saw it on YouTube, or he saw one of like the families that he watches on YouTube, or the YouTubers, I guess you could call them. They play like these video games, and so he's always asking, can I download this? Can I have this? Most of them are paid apps, because I think the families like get obviously advertising money for doing it. And this was one he asked for on it was a couple days before his birthday, because his birthday is Christmas. Not supposed to give out a ton of personal information about my children on the podcast, but here I go. Yeah, his birthday is Christmas, and he kind of asked for this one for his birthday. So I got it for him. It's really cool. So basically what you have to do is you have to either push obstacles onto like levers and switches, or climb yourself up onto different levers and switches and get to the different sections of the levels. And that's kind of how you beat that game. I don't even know if you beat it or if there's like infinite levels. I'm not real sure how it goes. But either way, he's at a point where he's kind of, I guess you could say, he's fucking 5, so he only has so many options, and he's only so dexterous in his thumbs and his fingers, and there's some parts where you have to like double click the triggers and then jiggle the joystick. It sounds really fucking lame for those of you that don't play video games, but it's actually a pretty cool physics-based game for what it is. You're like a little jelly man trying to flop your way through these different worlds, and it works out really, really well. And he's already whining that he needs help, so he'll be in here in a couple more minutes. I really shouldn't have put him on the podcast. That poor kid, he's so shy. He's like running away from the microphone as I'm asking questions about Tupelo Park. And I feel kind of bad about that, but that's why I'm immunocompromised. You know, God gets you back. He works in mysterious ways. He says, you know what? You want to fuck with your kids? Here's some shit eye. Here's some shit face. I don't even know how I got the pink eye. I'm assuming it's because I was immunocompromised. I was run down. Well, you're going to have to figure it out, buddy. I'm sorry. I can't do the whole level for you, okay? Do you want me to put on a different game? Do you want to do Smash Brothers? You want to play that game? Do you want me, so I'll get you up on the platform again, but then you're going to have to do it all by yourself, okay? Pause number 2. Give that one another about 2 minutes until he's back in here. But no, I don't know what it is. Usually I'm fucking steel trap, dude. I rarely get sick. The occasional headache, but I think it's just been from running around on Christmas, exposed to a couple different kids, not sleeping properly, because it's fucking, let's be honest, it's my Christmas break. It's my holiday break. I don't even know what fucking day it is. Well, I do right now. I know it's Monday. December 31st. We've already talked about this. But no, for pretty much the moment I go on Christmas break until the day I go back on January 2nd, I very rarely know what day it is, like especially day of the week. I might know like what numerical day it is, like it's yesterday was Christmas, so today's the 26th, that kind of thing. Usually from the 27th until today are a blur, and then you kind of know New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Those are pretty significant. But yeah, so I think that's just what it is. It's been not really sleeping well, not really running around, just whatever it is. It's not a great time for my body. Touch my body. It's fucking my fat, hairy, 200-pound, disgusting body. Touch it. It's been a bad week for the temple of Dundarsky. I don't know really what I could do differently. I mean, who doesn't want to run on 6 hours of sleep, Bud Light, and white wine? I mean, it sounds like a fucking wonderful life until you die at 56. But at that point, you lived a good one, At least you went out your way. You drank, you smoked Marlboro Reds for your entire life, like my dad, And then you wonder why you can't breathe properly when you're 65. That's the best thing about my dad. He's like, he's, I don't know, 60 shit. How old is he now? I don't know, 60. He's not 65 yet because he was born in, 58? So that will put him at, 61. Yeah, so he's 61. Did you like that fucking arithmetic I just did in my brain real fast? I'm so smart I can subtract 118 from 58. So he's 60. No, he's 56. He's 62. My mom's 58. He's 56, so he's 62. And he smoked like 2 packs a fucking day for pretty much his entire life. And then he wonders why he gets out of breath so fast now. It's like, 1, you're fucking old. 2, you're about 112 pounds. And then 3, you smoked like a fucking chimney for pretty much your entire adolescence into about your 60s. So about 45 years, you probably smoked, I don't know, 1 million cigarettes, and you didn't think that was going to have any long-lasting effects on your lungs. So, I was in better shape when I smoked. You were also 45. You also were more active. You also weren't 65 and had smoked for 40 years. I don't know. He quit a few years ago when the grandkids were born, so I really commend him for that because that had to have been hard to just quit. And he pretty much did a cold turkey. Like, he had tried shit in the past, like Chantix or all those other different pills or gums or patches or whatever, and none of them worked. The only thing that really worked for him was having grandkids. It just fucking got him in gear, which I think is why a lot of people shit on addiction as a disease. A lot of people shit on addiction as a disease because there's just so many people that are able to, just quit something. They do it their whole entire lives. Then something changes, whether it is they have kids or they have grandkids or something happens. They, they switch. All right. I think I have now a crying kid. So, yeah, that's tears. All right. I'll be right back. Let's pause that. Hold that thought. Today's episode is brought to you by birth control, condoms, the pill, pulling out. Any of those are options, Your kids can be fully self-sufficient. They won't need you for hours at a time, but you take half hour out of your day or 10 minutes to take a shit or a shower. As soon as you are doing something for yourself, you better believe that they will fucking forget how to breathe. They'll just forget how to work whatever it is they're using or whatever. I'm not salty or mad right now. Can you tell that I'm not salty or upset at all? Not one bit. I don't know. I said on Facebook the other day. So Lindsay obviously does shift work, for those that don't know, and when obviously the kids aren't in school and I'm not in work, it's just me all day. So she's gone from she leaves here probably 5:30, gets home about 8:30. So it's a long fucking time. Let me just put it to you that way. So it's breakfast, lunch, dinner is all on this guy. There's no fucking nanny. There's no daycare, anything like that, because obviously Sloane's in school, so when I'm on break, she's on break. It's just part of the deal when you're a teacher. You're going to end up not really getting to enjoy your quote-unquote holidays if you have kids, because you're going to be with kids. If you don't have kids, you go fucking wherever you want. You go to Florida, you go to Texas, you go to California, you go, I don't know, England, you go Spain, Italy. I don't know, you pick a spot, you fucking go there, and you don't have to worry about it. But when you have kids, I guess we could have paid for the week of childcare for someone. I really don't know how that works. If you can, some of the daycares will let you send your kid there for like the week or whatever. But either way, I was home. There was no need for us to pay for it. So I would fucking watch them. But what happens when Lindsay works, what had happened was, it's fucking torture. So when she works 3 days in a row, the house just goes to shit. I'm not a very good straightener, I guess you could say. Like, I'll clean. If Lindsay picks up all the fucking, like, clothes and all the mess and everything, I have no problem going around dusting, wiping down windows, vacuuming, things like that. But I am terrible at straightening things. What I do is I just push it. Like, I'm like a goddamn snowplow with toys. I just push it into a corner, and I don't really organize or anything, so it ends up just being a fucking, like, a pile of toys, like a Mount Vesuvius or a Mount Kilimanjaro, Mount Everest. You pick a fucking mountain or volcano, whichever one you want. Mount St. Helens, any one you want. I don't care. Some weird one in the Appalachian Trail where there's 3 toothless guys fucking gumming each other's dicks for meth. I don't know. You pick whatever mountain you want. I don't know about those mountains down there. I've not been to the Blue Ridge Mountain in ages, nor do I want to go there. I know a lot of you guys like the outdoors. I'm not that guy. We already talked about this. I'm an indoor guy. If you force me to go to a playground with my kids, I'll do it. I'll run around and chase them and pretend I'm a lava monster. Who knows what you'll get me to do if my kids are involved. But I may even, go to the Appalachian Trail and like it. Who knows? I may lose all my teeth and fucking start doing meth and heroin. I don't know. That's why I don't do it, because I'm scared that I will like that too much. And the next thing you know, I'm a fucking hillbilly playing on a banjo, smoking meth. Do you smoke meth? I think you do. You can snort it. You can smoke it. I watched enough Breaking Bad. You can snort and smoke. I'm not going to play naive and dumb like I don't know how to do meth. It's the black tar heroin I don't know how to do. I think you boil that one in a spoon and inject it. You just put fucking... Could you imagine me? I've never really done any hard drugs. Cooking up like crack or meth or something. You just fucking heat it up in a spoon. You take it like a shot of medicine. How fucking hilarious would that be? Just see some fucking... white preppy dude in khakis and I'm sure white preppy dudes in khakis and polos do heroin and crack. But what I'm saying is it would be funny. Like the straight edge guy, he's fucking sitting around, the burning trash bin, fucking cooking his drugs, and then instead of injecting him, he just fucking takes it like a goddamn Mary Poppins. Teaspoon of sugar makes the meth go down, the heroin go down in the most delightful way. I don't even know where I was or how I got to taking teaspoons of fucking meth to the face. But anyway, I make a pile. Oh, that's what it was. I make a pile of toys, right? And I'm just not a good straightener. So by the time, like, Lindsay's third day, because when she gets home, she's fucking tired. She's getting home. She's going to bed. And I don't blame her. I'm not going to be like, hey, can you go sort those fucking toys out, please, that I just neglected and pushed into a pile in the corner? Thanks, that'd be great. Alrighty. So when she gets home, she goes to bed. So the house just kind of... I guess you could say gradually the pile of toys gets bigger and shittier and wider. And like if you go into my kids' room right now, you're guaranteed to step on something and want to fucking punch. That's number 3. The third most rage-inducing thing as a parent, when you step on a fucking toy and that searing pain goes up through your foot and you just want something to punch, but you can't punch your kids. I guess you could, but then they'll get taken away. They'll be in a foster home. You'll be in jail. It'll be bad. So you like yell weird shit at the ceiling as you fucking hop around on one leg. So that's kind of where I am. That's my life. And then so I posted that on Facebook, and a couple people were like, "Oh, man up, or are you kidding me?" It's like, no, I'm not fucking kidding you. Like, this is not some like, stay at home mom shit where it's like fucking 8 to 5, 9 to 5. You have help with dinner. You have help when the husband comes home. This is fucking shift work, and the shit's hard. Like, any wives or husbands of spouses of like police officers, ambulance worker. I don't know. Do ambulance workers do shift work? I don't know how that works. EMT, are they volunteer in Delaware? I really don't. I'm so fucking naive about first responders. I just like to shit on them because most of the ones that I see, like the volunteer firemen and the volunteer ambulance people, are all like fucking fatter than me. And if I'm obese, what are you doing, homie? What are you stuffing your fucking face with cheeseburgers while you're waiting for a call in the office? Oh shit, Granny fell. Got to put down the Whopper. Go save Granny. Pick her up. Her life alert went off. Got to put down my my large fry and extra large Diet Coke. Oh, fuck. That was rude. That was terrible to assume they were drinking a Diet Coke. Could have been Mountain Dew. I don't know. Maybe it was a Monster energy drink. I don't know what those fucking people do. But I know that most of the ones I see in Wawa are not in shape. Anyway. Yeah, so any spouse of a person who works shift work, you really have my my sympathy and I can sympathize with that or empathize with that, whichever one is the one where you feel their pain. I think it's empathize. Sympathy is you feel bad. Empathy is you can actually relate to it and feel the pain. So I empathize with you, whether it's a police officer that works, those three, I don't know if they work 12s, 24s. Firefighters, I think, work like 2 24-hour shifts. So it's like 2 on, 18 off. I don't know how firefighters do it. But nurses, sometimes they have to work 3 12s in a row, and it's fucking hard. I honestly like Lindsay being on days better than on nights. But it's harder on me. Like, nights were easier on me because the kids were asleep when she was gone, basically. Like, they were going to bed when she was leaving, and then when she was getting home, I was taking them off to school or daycare or whatever it was. But it was a lot harder on her because she would come home, the house would be a mess. Instead of going to sleep, she'd like clean up the house, she'd get like 3 hours of sleep, then she'd have to turn around and go back into work again the next night. So I do like that she's working days because I feel like she's happier, she's healthier. It's just a better dynamic for our family. She gets to see the kids, when she's home, and it's not like a rush out the door. Like when she was working night shift, sometimes she'd be asleep. I'd get home from work or with school with the kids, and she'd just be getting up, have to get a shower. Dinner would be a rush, then she'd be out the door. And I felt kind of bad. Like, shit, she didn't even really get to see the kids. And I guess on day shift, she gets, at least she gets to tuck them in and lay with them for bed. But it's fucking tough, and I empathize with you. Like, I don't know. I was a little annoyed because there were a couple people that were like, "Oh, fucking tough it out." It's like, I don't think you understand the amount of work that goes into fucking, I don't know, 3 straight days of the kids are just all you. It's not like there was like a mom group where we went to the library and we fucking read Thomas the Tank Engine. No, it was just straight up on me. A lot of shit's closed on the weekends. I mean, I guess I could have taken them to like Chick-fil-A or McDonald's to kill some time, but I didn't do those things. We went to the fucking Tupelo Park, man. I'm such a good dad. Can you give me some kudos for that? No, it's been rough. It's been a rough 3 days. I'm looking forward to it. She's off tomorrow, so New Year's Day is kind of my last day. I'm probably not going to do a goddamn thing, watch some college football, sit on my ass. Probably won't drink because I feel like shit in the morning when I drink, even if it's just a little bit. I don't know if it's an age thing or that I drink less frequently than I used to, but like when I do have a couple of beers here and there, or like 10 or 12 here and there, I just feel like shit. And maybe it's because I drink, like I binge drink still, so I won't drink for 3 or 4 days, and then all of a sudden I'll have fucking 8 Bud Lights and a nightcap of whiskey before I go to bed, and my body's like, fuck you, buddy. 1, you're old. 2, you're fat. 3, the fuck are you doing? You haven't drank in like 6 days. Now all of a sudden you just want to pour all that shit into me. So maybe I need to level it out. Instead of drinking 10 in one day, I can drink like 3 a day, and I'll be fucking, that'll be homeostasis. Like I won't get the alcohol shakes, Those got to be the worst. As bad off as I was, like drinking and partying and being a psycho, I never ever went through like the WDs of alcohol, and I can't imagine that would just be fucking terrible to need alcohol to actually like function. Like you're shaking, you're fucking sick because you don't have alcohol in your system. I couldn't imagine. I think it's not the only, but one of the hardest withdrawals to deal with. Like you can actually die from it. I think heroin is the most painful for your body, like retching and shitting and vomiting, and I don't even think you can shit with the opiates. I think they really fuck up your system. You're like just shitting out brick balls of poop. Imagine that. You just like fucking all these. All right, so we already talked about the Appalachian Trail and meth and heroin. Now let's talk about the bowel movements of those poor people. They're just shitting out literally like softballs of shit. They're like a goddamn hard owl pellet. Like scientists are coming through, like going through. Oh, looks like you had a mouse. Holy shit! Looks like you had 3 Cheerios and 4 bags of heroin this week. Man, I remember those owl. That was fucking so weird that we would go through like owl shit when we were in like middle school science class. Or was my middle school teacher the only one that did that? I know the one down the hall, he like fucking cut up a cow's head and shit. It was weird. It stunk. There was blood all over. Or a pig's head, or I don't know what it was. He cut up some animal's head. That much I know for a fact. It was like, you heard the fuck. Well, not that. sounded like he was raping the pig. That was actually supposed to be like the fucking saw cutting, not the animal dying. Like the animal was already dead. I don't want to make it seem like they fucking sacrificed a cow in the middle of the hallway in my middle school. They did not do that. That was supposed to be the saw running, not the animal screaming for its life. But yeah, I think they cut. I want to say it was a cow's head. They cut open. We like dissected a frog and dug through owl shit. But yeah, so luckily I've never had to deal with the alcohol withdrawals, and I'm at this point in my life, I think it's something I'm pretty confident I'll never have to deal with because I'm kind of on the downward hill of that. I'm not. I don't think I'm over the hill yet. I think people say like 50 is over the hill, but that's a little late. I think probably more like 39, 38, 39 is probably the top of the hill. So I'm getting there. I'm almost to the top of the hill. I'm almost on the downward hill in my actual like age in life because I think I'll probably hit 85. So maybe I'll say 43, 44. 43 or 44, I guess, would be over the hill for me. I've not taken great care of my body. I've not seen a dentist in years. I've not been to my primary in a while. The only doctor I go to religiously is the eye doctor because I have to because if I want to get my fucking license, it's every 3 years I think I have to go and get it like approved by because my shaky shitty eyes I can't pass the straight on eye test. I have to be able to turn my head, and at the DMV they won't let you turn your head, so it's like a whole big fucking deal. Which I've been told is, I've been told two different things on my nystagmus when I get pulled over if I've been drinking and driving, which I don't do anymore. Like that's a fucking accomplishment. You want to know what I don't do anymore? I do not drink and drive. I tell you what, I used to do it every fucking Thursday, but I don't do it anymore. Gold star for responsibility over here. No, but I was always told that one by the cops, like any like cop friends I have, they would always be like, you should tell the cop immediately that you have the nystagmus because they may think that you've been drinking even if you haven't been, because that's one of the signs of drinking. And nystagmus is basically your eyes shaking back and forth. Everybody's eyes oscillate back and forth. It helps you focus. Mine got a fucked up optical nerve and some muscles in there, so instead of a very slight shake, mine is much more pronounced. So if you look at my eyes straight on, or if you watch me watching TV, I'll sometimes tilt my head and even shake my head with my eyes to try to steady it. It's very funny and very bizarre to see for the first time. I think most people it takes about, I would say, 5 to 6 times to hanging out with me to really recognize it. And if you only hang out with me every once in a great while, you may never recognize it. You may just think I'm fucking blind as a bat because I'm like squinting and shit. But anyway, a lot of my cop friends say you should tell a cop immediately because the nystagmus is a sign that you're drunk. If it gets more pronounced, it's because your body's becoming more relaxed and less able to control the oscillation of the eyes. But I've also had lawyer friends say, don't fucking tell the cops, because if they put that down as one of their main causes of pulling you over, it can get you out of a lot of trouble, because you can basically say, look, they said their probable cause for me being drunk or me doing the field testing or whatever was that I had the nystagmus, and it's a fucking congenital birth defect. So suck on that, state cops. Although, again, I don't think I'll have to worry about that one, because I don't do that very often anymore. Although with the way they're lowering these limits, I think Utah just passed a law. What was that? Let me see. Let me see what Utah's BAC is, because .08 is like, I think 3 beers in an hour and then a beer an hour after that, which you've been tying them on pretty good if you're at that level. I'm not going to lie. I used to think it was kind of low when I was like in my drinking heyday. I was like, God damn, .08, that's nothing. But it's pretty high. 3 beers the first hour and then a beer an hour after that. Like, so let's say you start at, I don't know, dinner time. If you're starting at like 5, you got 3 beers to 6, 4 to 7, 5 to 8, 6 to 9, 7 to 10. And let's say you're going home then, because that's a respectable time to go home. So if you have 7 drinks in that 4-hour span, you're going to be pretty schnookered. Utah BAC level driving. So yeah, I think .08 is reasonable. .05 is a little much, because then at that point you're looking at what, 2 drinks in that first hour and then a drink an hour after that. Although Utah's like fucking weird. Blood alcohol concentration levels changed Sunday. Let's see, Utah changed it this past Sunday. It's now .05. Yeah, so it's .05, and I imagine .05 is like probably what, 2 beers in that first hour and then a beer an hour after. Again, you'd still be drinking pretty quote unquote heavily. But at that point, what's up, buddy? Yeah, a couple more and then you're done. I don't want you eating chocolate all day, okay?
No, I didn't eat any.
You haven't had any yet?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have 1 handful and then we'll just call it quits for now, okay? Thank you for asking. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm getting fucking old. .05 just seems low to me. Maybe it's because I'm like going to be like a 70-year-old man back in my day. Although with self-driving cars, hopefully DUIs and fucking, traffic-related fatalities become a thing of the past. Although I do think cars at some point are going to have to decide, should I hit this fire hydrant or hit this fucking person? And until they get that ironed out, there's going to be cars mowing down fucking people instead of fire hydrants, and we don't want that in our lives. I'm all for technology, and I think I'd be the first to buy a self-driving car. It'd be fucking sweet to just type in work or say drive me to work to your car, because at that point you probably won't have to type it in if the fucking car can drive itself. I would imagine it has voice activation. Drive me to work, bitch. That's what I'd say, because I like to curse. I'm edgy. I'm so edgy. I say bad words. And then you can just get on your phone, answer some emails. It would have to make working so much more productive. Like you'd be able to, in that half-hour commute or 45-minute commute, whatever it is, listen to a podcast like this one. Hey, guys, what's up? And then, answer some work emails. I just feel like we're heading in a direction where everything's going to be like, obviously teachers are going to need to be in classrooms, but I think teachers could at some point be supplements, because I don't know how familiar you guys are with online coursework, but some of it's fucking hard and it's cumbersome for a lot of kids. There's a lot of barriers for kids, especially kids with like that struggle with reading or struggle with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD, if you will. It's just hard for them to sit in front of a computer screen, answer questions, and some of the lessons can take 30 to 45 minutes, which is standard for a class, but it's much easier to watch a teacher and interact back and forth than it is to watch a video, read a passage, and then answer questions on it. It just is. It's just, you get more out of a teacher, and they'll never be able to replicate that completely online. Although I do think teachers are going to, especially in high school, because there's a gap right now between really qualified teachers and what kids need to know. There just is, unfortunately. There's a ton of elementary school teachers, there's a ton of middle school teachers, but then really good high school teachers are hard to find. One, because the kids are fucking dickheads, and then two, because the content knowledge, you have to have it. You have to know it. Like, you can't teach chemistry. Like, I couldn't teach chemistry. I probably couldn't even teach, I'm pretty good at math, but I don't think I could teach a calc class. I know for a fact I could. I'm not saying that I don't think I could. I know for a fact I couldn't teach a calc class. I could probably do up to trig, and that's it. But after calc, you need some fucking next level math people. And I guess if I were doing it every day, I'd be more into it, and I'd be like, sine over cosine is suck my balls. I don't know, but it's just, I think there's a dearth, if you will, a lack of highly qualified, not even highly qualified, because a lot of teachers pass a test and a lot of teachers know the stuff. So that's the gap, is there's teachers that know the stuff but can't teach it very well, and then there's really good teachers who don't know the stuff, so they can't teach it very well. There's like that kind of trade-off in high school, whereas like you're a really good teacher, but you may not have the content knowledge, or if you have the content knowledge, you may not be a great teacher. So I don't know. That's my little rant on education. I know a lot of people shit on it and think it's terrible, but most of those people are fucking been fed some bullshit by I don't know if it's the media or the media that they watch, but by and large, public education is pretty good. It's free. It's hard to beat that. It's not free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I'll go fuck yourself. Yes, you pay taxes for it, but you don't pay a tuition, so to speak. And there are going to be some gaps. There's going to be some balls dropped. Either your kid may not get pushed far enough if they're really super duper intelligent, or your kid, if they have some special needs, those needs may not always be met. But they do the best they can, and we're pushing out some really skilled workers, skilled thinkers. I shouldn't say skilled workers, because that is one thing where there's a big gap right now. Look, college is not for everyone, and I don't think everyone should prepare for college, but we should prepare kids to know that if you have a college degree, you're going to be way less likely to break your back and just break your fucking body. Basically, that's what you're doing. If you get a college degree, you're basically paying for the, I guess you could say, the comfort of not potentially having to break your body. You still may. You may end up with a college degree and still break your ass and work as a plumber or an electrician or whatever it is. All those are fucking fine jobs. I would do them. I have friends who are plumbers that make more money than me, electricians that make way more money than me. But it gets to a point where they either, promote through the company and they end up working behind a desk, or they're broken down by the time they're like 45. They're like, Jesus fucking Christ, my back hurts, my knees hurt, everything hurts. So it's kind of like that trade-off. Like, is paying $100,000 in college costs worth saving your body for the long term? And I don't know the answer to that. I think it's different for every person. For me, I basically wanted to find the work-life trade-off, and I think I've really found that where I am. I love the students that I work with. I love the job I do. I love trying to get those, quote unquote, marginalized youth, those at-risk youth back in school as quickly as possible so that there's no gaps in their education. Some of the hardest kids to deal with, some of the hardest kids to work with, no doubt. But it's really rewarding and it's really challenging. So I enjoy that I have that work-life balance that I do have, and the work that I do is pretty rewarding. Could I be paid more? Sure. If any of you guys would like to donate to my GoFundMe to put my kids to college so they don't have to break their backs, feel free. I don't have a GoFundMe set up. You can just write me a check. I promise I'll put it toward their college education and not toward some football bets, which, if you watched, fucking what an exciting way to end that game. Baker Mayfield throws a pick to... I was going to say Shane Mosley. He's a fucking boxer. Well, the middle linebacker for the Ravens, his first name is slipping me right now, but it's Mosley. That much I can tell you. It's not Shane Mosley because he's Sugar Shane the boxer. But so next weekend you have Ravens Chargers, I believe, are the 1 o'clock Sunday game, followed by Eagles and Bears at 4 o'clock on Sunday, and then the Saturday games are Houston and Indy at 4 on Saturday, and then 8 o'clock is Dallas Seattle. So a pretty good weekend. I mean, a lot of eyes going to be on Dallas. They're obviously quote unquote America's team. A lot of people shit on them, didn't think they were going to get in. The Eagles looked like they were not going to get in, thanks to the Bears and Kirk Cousins kind of turtle shelling it and shit in the bed. They're in. So that's kind of my football wrap up. Not going to focus on that too much, but I do, obviously, it's a big part of my life. I do like wasting every Sunday watching that. I think we're going to go up to Harrington on Saturday if anybody's interested and watch the games. I got to send out a couple emails to confirm, but I do think that that's pretty much all I got. Went 40 minutes, about 10 minutes longer than I wanted to. Oh no, these two girls are tied together. 24 hours? It's not possible. You're getting picked up at like 3. What happens if one of you has to go poop?
Still.
That's disgusting.
I know, right?
All right, we're out of here. Can't give my traditional send off because the kids are in the office right now. In the bedroom right now. But we out. I'll be back next Monday. Oh, it's birthday time? All right, now it got real crazy in here.